Hey, Sharnold.
Yeah, Zach.
I have a question. I know the 1970s were like really weird, crazy time for comics, but like the 40s had to be more normal, right? Like the 40s were like a good time for everybody. Everybody was having a real chill, good time in the 40s, and all the characters made tons of sense and weren't weird as fuck, right? Go, random bullshit, go! Well, when you put it like that, I don't have an argument for you.
Depending on what year it is and who's writing the story.
God. Spoiler alert.
Delicious.
That's thematically confusing. I liked it more the other way when it was fuck balls crazy.
What was the point of any of this?
I don't fucking know.
Yay.
Yay! Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Doombots Marvel podcast. We're your Doombots. I'm Zach.
And I'm Sharnold.
And this is the best Marvel podcast on the internet.
Depending on how you define best. I said it differently this time.
You did?
I don't know why. I'm just in one of those moods.
I like how you can change the emphasis. So depending on how you define best,
right,
or depending on how you define best, which I don't know what that would mean, or depending on how you define best.
Right.
And all of them kind of work because it's almost never about Marvel Comics.
No.
But in this case...
At least like 90% of our episodes are about Marvel Comics.
So if you define best as most about Marvel before they were called Marvel, but is about comics that became Marvel related.
I'm going to say if you define best as worst, then this is absolutely the episode for you.
No, but we're still the best Marvel podcast, just about the worst part of Marvel.
Right.
Which was the 40s, which I got to tell you, the fact that it's not whenever Team America came out.
That was the 80s.
Okay, the fact that there was a worse time than Red Ape, or whatever the fuck his name is. Who's the one with the apes on the moon?
Oh, yeah, the Red Ghost. That was the 60s.
But the apes on the moon. Like, the fact that there was a time in which that was better than something is wild to me.
I mean, let's talk a little bit about how this came about, okay? Because we recently did a best of.
We want to talk about what it is in general, right? What we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marvel, quote, Marvel characters from the 40s when they were called timely.
Timely comics. And
it's a very timely podcast.
Is there I mean...
Huh?
Sure.
It's not. But it is.
Why? Just because of the return of fascism, or?
Oh, it's just because it's about timely.
Oh, I just thought you meant because like the world is now plunged into a horrible darkness,
nightmare place.
No, real quick though, was there's another Allegiant Comics too, or so there's
Atlas
Comics. That was pre-timely.
No, it was timely, then Atlas, then Marvel.
Okay, so and
40s, 50s, 60s.
Was there anything of note during the Atlas era?
Sure.
Okay.
There were the Agents of Atlas.
We've talked about them.
Yeah, like Jimmy Woo and M11 and The Martian.
Okay, because I remembered the term Agents of Atlas, and then you said three things that I would bet you money I have never heard of before in my entire life.
It's funny because I was just re-listening to the Spider-Man episode where we did the tribute to John Romita after he had passed, and M11 is one of the characters that he created. So you yourself have spoken on the podcast about M11.
Okay, but I will also say that was 14 Spider-Man episodes ago, to be fair.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that was like episode 80 or something like that. So yeah, it was a while ago. But
yes.
It's
that was
not
before we did the 400 covers of Spider-Man episodes.
400 cover episodes, right? Yeah, it was 850 covers.
Oh my God. I thought it was 400. You're right. It was 8. Oh my God.
You thought you were exaggerating a large number with 400, but you were only halfway there.
Jesus.
To the actual number of what we did.
Okay, so.
The point being.
Yes. But we're not talking about Atlas. We're talking about timely.
Yes. So we recently did a best of episode.
Yes.
And I was listening to it, and I was reminded of how just crazy, insane, unbelievable the Whizzer is.
Yes.
And so for those who don't remember, the Whizzer is a speedster character.
Can I try to...
Yeah. What do you recall?
I don't remember why the Whizzer... He was in World War II, right?
The Whizzer was in World War II.
So where was he that he got bitten by a snake?
Somewhere in the India area.
Okay, so he got bitten by a snake, and he was dying from the venom.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad, a doctor, a medical practitioner, a physician, said, I remember this old wives' tale about how you can cure a snake bite giving you a blood transfusion, which if you stopped there, I could see that rationale. The venom got in your blood.
Right, and so you need more new, better blood to
that isn't envenomated.
overpower it. Right.
Yeah. But he then went on to finish that sentence of mongoose blood. Because the mongoose is the world's fastest animal, I think. Or no, it's faster that it can chase away the snake venom, I guess.
It chases the snake venom away.
Right. But a side effect.
Like a thing chases something that's fast.
Right. Which, again, is not why a mongoose is used to hunt snakes. I want to emphasize that.
Okay.
Mongooses can hunt...
Mongwai.
Nope, that's... I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It doesn't sound right, but I'll just go with it. Mongoose... no, that can't be... Is that possible?
Why not? Mongooses. Mongwices.
Okay.
Minjigizi.
I don't know if anybody else can tell, but this is a nighttime record. The point is that they can just sort of like get bitten by cobras and not die from it like more. Mm-hmm. Like they will still, like, it's still not good. Like they can't get bitten like a bunch.
They're not like immune.
They're not immune, but they're resistant to it, and they will also eat a cobra. Like they'll kill a cobra if they need to.
But they're resistant to it. Therefore, their blood is resistant to the venom,
but not because of anything to do with speed. And so it wasn't like an irradiated mongoose or a magic mongoose or anything. His physician dad remembered an old wives' tale about getting a mongoose blood transfusion, and that gave him super speed.
Correct.
I know you're saying correct, but it shouldn't be correct. It should not be a thing that a person wrote in another thing and said, I'm going to present this to people to read.
That's the Whizzer's origin.
It's just dumb and terrible. Now, are we going to read from the page?
I was thinking that we might, because so what happened is I listened to that and I was inspired to actually go read the comic, because one of the great things about Marvel Unlimited Unsponsored is that they've got a lot of their old comics on it. Now, not all of their old comics. So some of the stuff we talk about today will be like selective, because there were some that I didn't read. Mm-hmm. But some of the comics they have include U.S.A. Comics #1, which includes the first appearance of the Whizzer. And so I wanted to actually read the origin. You remember how last episode's ended now, don't you?
I'd forgotten that USA doesn't mean United States of America.
No.
But we'll get to that.
I wanted to read it. And so I went into Marvel Unlimited and I read the actual comic that features the Whizzer's origin.
Yeah.
And it's so much more insane when you actually read the pages than describing it sounds.
Can I read it?
Please do.
Okay.
Here's the page. What has led up to this page is that the Whizzer's Dr. Dad was operating on a guy, and then a gang member came in and shoved his knife hand down onto the guy and was like, ha ha ha, now you killed a man, and if you don't run away, then we'll tell everybody that it was you. And so he fled with his son to a tropical island area in the area.
You know all those tropical islands in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then this page occurs, and just do our readers a delight and just get in there and read these wonderful 1941 words.
One thing that I forgot about comics from the 1940s is there's so many words.
It's mostly words. The words take up half of the physical page,
and the drawings are also not good. Like not
mostly correct.
You know what's weird? It's such a high quality reproduction of the comic.
Yes, it has been rendered digitally with modern coloring.
Oh yeah, that's a big difference too. But also even the line work, I think they probably remastered.
They probably touched up the lines, yeah.
It looks almost like a Crumb or like Charles Burns, who did Black Hole, because the black line work is so thick this art right here is not bad. I've seen much worse art in more recent comics.
Yeah.
Well, the problem isn't the art. The problem is the batshit crazy words on this page.
The history of the comic book industry I find to be fascinating, but what you have to understand is that this was garbage. This was garbage for idiots that nobody liked and nobody cared about, and they were just trying to capitalize on making money.
Okay, but here's my question. As this page starts, is his son already injured in some way? Because it says, he can't hear me. The fever is killing him. I must get him more blood.
So
that's great start.
Not actually a snake bite. He got ill because of the tropical climate.
Okay. And so he's just giving him blood?
I guess he's been giving him his own blood, I think, for a while to try to make him feel better. Because he fell ill.
Okay. He can't.
I dare you to keep a straight face the whole time you read this.
So this old man is the doctor. He looks like every colonial British person. He's got a big white beard and long white hair.
He's American.
Oh, he's American? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. He can't hear me. The fever is killing him. I must give him more blood. But from whom? Where can I get it? All speech bubbles, all spoken out loud. None of this in his head. All out loud.
I don't know that they'd invented thought bubbles yet. I don't know when those were invented, but...
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, a snake. He'll kill Bob. I must... Bob?
Bob is the wizard's name. Robert Frank.
Okay. After a valiant battle, they don't even try to show the mongoose snake battle. They just literally have a panel that is just on pink background. After a valiant battle, the mongoose, by twisting and turning under the serpent's deadly fangs, manages to slay the snake. The little animal's speed succeeded in vanquishing his opponent's superior strength.
Can I say something really quick? These are pulp novels that happen to have occasional illustrations on them.
Yes.
Right? That is the origin of the comic book industry. And a lot of the characters that we're going to talk about today aren't superheroes because there wasn't such a thing as a superhero yet. They're pulp heroes dressed up in colorful costumes.
Okay,
right?
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt your very eloquent point.
But your eyes have scanned the future.
But I read the next panel, and it's fucking crazy.
Okay, so far we've had a very pulpy description rather than drawing of an epic fight between a mongoose and a cobra.
You definitely don't want to include the drawings of the epic fight.
No, because that would be hard.
Good point.
And also, most of these are single creator, writer-artist. Rather than
I'm so glad because if multiple people were responsible for this
and sold finished. Most of these, some of them are created in the Marvel bullpen, which is starting to be created now in the 40s, but most of these are created whole cloth by a work for hire contractor, shopped around to every comics publisher, and then someone buys it and puts it in their book.
I get that. But some things are too bad. Like some things, there is no, like it doesn't matter how cheap or...
You just need pages, man. Kids will buy anything.
There was a TikTok I saw the other day that showed a movie, I think it was called The Uglies.
Okay.
Right? And it started with maybe the dumbest opening line of any movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, the line was, "My story today began in the past." And you're like, how does that line get spoken by someone without anyone raising their hand and going, "I'm sorry, fucking what?"
Well, it's not other people's place to question the script. The script's already been approved by the producers and the director.
How did that happen? But this next panel is, I mean, I kind of want to get this tattooed on me. So the mongoose has just had this fight with the snake, and
which never actually bit Bob.
Okay, so he never had.
Bob has a right. He has a different illness from being in the tropics, and the snake is about to bite him, but instead gets killed by the mongoose.
Okay, saving his life. I want to emphasize that.
Yeah, because the snake didn't bite him, so
and
he didn't die.
And the dad is also about to emphasize that.
Yeah. Okay, great.
"You've killed the snake. You've saved my son," as he says, while holding the mongoose up by what appears to be its neck. But I think it's just supposed to be like holding the mongoose up. And speaking directly to the mongooses face. "You've killed the snake. You've saved my son. Oh, but you're wounded. There's blood on you. Blood. That's it. I'll use your blood. I'll inject the blood of a mongoose into Bob. I mean,
Dr. C, Dr. Do.
that's just one of the most viciously mean things. Thank you for saving my son. Now I will have your blood, please. And it's like he didn't remember that blood existed until he saw it on the mongoose. Minutes later, with the blood of a lightning-fast mongoose flowing through his veins, Bob revives. There, that does it. He's beginning to stir already. Dr. Frank falls down. What the fuck did that... The strain has been too much. The strain of what? He just...
Just the stress of the whole thing, man. He had to kill his friend Mongoose in order to get its blood.
I don't
and that
feel
kind
that
of freaked him out.
I mean, Father, you've saved me. Also, there is definitely not enough blood. If he's just looking for amounts of blood, there's no way there is enough blood in a mongoose for what he would need.
Yeah, but check out what happens.
Father, you've saved me, but what's the matter with you? You're... Don't worry about me, son. I'm an old man, and my time has come. But now, well, listen, come close. Okay, hold on. What's wrong with you? I'm just old. Old people die. Fucking what?
That happens so much in the 40s. It like Yoda, right? You've got the old mentor figure who is passing on to the young new hero, and he's like, don't worry about me.
Yeah, but Yoda's like 400 years old. This
He's
guy looks
900.
Okay, this guy looks like he's maybe in his late 60s, early 70s.
In the 40s, that was as old as it gets.
Well, you're right. In the 40s, he looks like he might be 28. Okay. So he goes, listen, come close.
Because there are other people around who might hear.
What are you talking about, bro?
No, it's 'cause
also, their faces are inches away from each other already.
They're gonna kiss.
No, they're father and son. Don't be weird. Okay, so he tells him to get closer, even though they're clearly... He doesn't want the mongoose to hear in his dying moments. You're going to be different than other men, son. You have a blood... the blood of a mongoose. I mean, it's not wrong thus far. That is different than other men. The world's fastest animal. No, not just... That's just not true. In no way is that correct. And I get that he's not a biologist or
Yeah.
Well,
he's also dying. He might be like delirious right now.
Like, I just feel that even in the 40s, a doctor, like anybody would know that's not true. That's like not accurate.
I don't think that the creator of this comic has any problem putting false information into his comic. He's like, yeah, it's the fastest animal. That's what I'm going to tell the kids. Remember, audience is 8 to 10-year-old boys.
I think they would think that this is... If I read this to Hunter, he would say that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Hunter is a modern man who has been educated by the internet.
But if I told...
Hunter is so much smarter than every 10-year-old from the 40s.
So the world's fastest animal in you, you're going to be a regular whizzer. Goodbye, son. Father, he's dead. And so then he drops the body on the floor, I'm assuming, because the next panel is him just standing by himself now. He goes, Father called me a whizzer. What did he mean? Good question, sir. Why? Look how fast I am. My arm. It's really whizzing. That's what Dad meant. He's just moving his arm fast. Like, this is a person having a mental breakdown and thinking that because
Look how
fast my arm is, no one could move that hard.
Dad, look at this. Look how fast I
that's
am.
right. You're dead. You can't. It must be the blood of the mongoose that he injected into me. I've received the mongoose's speed. And if I'm as fast as a mongoose, I'm faster than any human being in the world. Again, I don't know.
Relative speed of a mongoose. Just like Spider-Man has the relative strength of a
I'm
spider.
A whizzer.
If Spider-Man was just as strong as a spider, he wouldn't be able to lift his own body, right? He has the relative strength of a spider.
But
the whizzer has the relative speed of a mongoose.
But I don't feel that that's significantly different.
I don't know.
You know what
I
I'm
don't know
going
what
to
it
do?
means.
Since we're on this, I'm gonna,
are you going to look up the
gonna Google
speed of a
something really quick.
mongoose? Watch us both be insanely wrong, and somehow the mongoose is like unbelievably fast.
Let's okay. Here we go. Wild mongoose can run up to about 20 miles an hour using their speed and agility to escape cobras and catch prey.
That's faster than I can go.
Okay. Good. It is just that's so not the fastest animal.
That's a 3-minute mile. That's like yeah.
Okay.
So the Whizzer's right. He's faster than any other human.
Okay. Great. But I need to stress that is not the world's fastest animal, nor is it close to the world's fastest animal. Do you know what the world's fastest animal is under specific conditions?
It's like a hawk when it dives.
It's a peregrine falcon.
But that's cheating because it's using gravity to help.
Okay, but how fast do you think it goes?
782 kilometers per time unit.
Well, no, it's 242 miles an hour.
That's exactly what I said.
389 kilometers per time unit.
Right. You have to convert.
242 miles an hour.
That's faster than cars.
It is so much faster than cars. It is so much faster than cars.
Cars is like an hour and a half.
Okay, you're impossible to have a conversation with sometimes, but the point is that this comic is bad and dumb.
Yeah. That was the point of the whole thing.
He moves his arm fast.
Yeah.
Like what a fucking stupid display. Like
the artist had to have some way of demonstrating the super speed.
But that's also just the way you demonstrate anyone moving their arm in a comic. That's just a punch. That's just any punch.
Dad, look at me. Look how fast I can move my arm.
Oh, you must got some mongoose blood in you. We didn't even get into the way blood transfusions work. Well, you can't just you're not just a balloon filled with blood. You need oh my god.
Superhero origin.
Everything about this is so beyond stupid. It's
that's why Frederick Wortham had to do the Seduction of the Innocent comic, is because of all the kids that tried injecting themselves with blood from different animals to try to get superpowers after this.
You know,
true story.
No, shut up. But I'll tell you, if Frederick Wortham had framed it differently, and
as these are dumb and
protect
bad.
our children from the worst fucking story. They need to read real books that aren't the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. If he had just presented like not that it's a big moral conundrum, but if it was more like, we need to make sure our children don't think that mongooses are the fastest animal on the planet and that you can just inject their blood into you. Not because we think it's copyable, but just because it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, and our children will be dumber because of it. Yeah, I think it would have had a much stronger position.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so before we move on to some of the other wonderful characters that premiered in U.S.A. Comics alongside the Whizzer.
Oh, are we going to have at least one? Because so far, we've got this dipshit.
We'll have others, but I want to talk a little bit more about the Whizzer because there's some interesting history with him. He actually becomes one of the more prominent 1940s heroes, because he joins the All Winners Squad, which is like the B team of superheroes from the 40s. So like the A team of superheroes is Captain America, Namor, Human Torch, and all of their sidekicks, Toro, Bucky, whoever the fuck that guy. Toro is Human Torch's sidekick. And Namor also had a boy sidekick at the time. They were called the Young Allies, and they fought Nazis. But the B squad, the All Winners Squad, were people like Whizzer and Miss America, and others that I definitely know and can tell you about. But the point is, he's had 142 appearances.
Holy shit!
Whereas most 40s characters have had like 5.
So the Whizzer ended up sticking around and moving into Marvel.
And then he came into the modern Marvel universe as well. Yes.
Okay. How many other timely comic characters have reappeared in the modern Marvel universe?
All of them, but that's a different story.
Okay.
That's actually 3 different stories.
Okay. How many were routinely used as characters?
Just a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Did
basically,
Whizzer appear in Atlas comics?
I don't think he was ever in Atlas, no.
Okay.
So what happened with the Whizzer is that he was retconned such that the stress of the event manifested his latent mutant power, rather than it being actually that physically the Mongoose blood gave him super speed.
So the trauma of being injected with Mongoose blood and then immediately watching your father die in your arms
Right.
made his genes change, or activated his genes.
Yeah, I mean, that is a common... trauma activating latent mutant powers is extremely common.
It's extremely common when they try to retroactively explain the dumbest shit that's ever happened in their comics.
Yes.
Yes.
And so now we get a twofold thing to discuss. Okay. So
he's a mutant?
He is a mutant, canonically speaking. Yes.
Okay.
But here's something that isn't explained.
No. What?
In USA Comics issue number 8. So this still would have been maybe 42 or so. A random gangster named Frank Roan, who has exactly...
Good name. That's a good gangster name.
He has exactly... I think it's a horrible name because the Whizzer's last name is Frank, and you shouldn't have
never mind.
a Frank and a Frank.
No, absolutely not.
So here's what happened to Frank Roan in issue number 8 of USA Comics.
Please tell me he got injected with Mongoose blood.
We don't know specifically if that's what happened.
Yeah.
But he did get a hold of the Whizzer's diary and use his method in order to gain super speed himself.
Okay, so it's not genes.
It's not. No, it can't be because it doesn't explain that.
But also,
where did he get a mongoose?
well, that's not the part that bothers me. The part that bothers me is all of it. Just all of it, from start to finish. Also, don't write a diary. You don't need that. No one needs to do that. But also, imagine
picking up the Whizzer's diary and reading that.
And then not immediately going, well, that clearly isn't true. That's clearly nonsense. He clearly wrote this diary to trick anyone into doing it. Into dying from mongoose blood poisoning. I'm
obviously not going to inject myself with mongoose blood.
Clearly that won't work because so fucking obviously it won't work. This is insane.
But then it did.
But then it did work.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a point in which Frank Roan read, my father injected me with mongoose blood because the mongoose is the world's fastest animal, and Frank went, well, that's not true.
Frank doesn't strike me as a well-educated mobster.
I feel that anyone ever would know that. But anyway. But he's not well educated enough, but he knows how to get a mongoose and then do a blood transfusion?
I mean, apparently. Now,
and then it works! That's the part that blows my mind. And then it works.
Right.
So just anyone could become a super speedster. Just anyone who can get a mongoose.
Should be. Now, I will reiterate, the mongoose is not mentioned in USA number 8. It's just that I got his diary. It says the method of his super speed. Now I can copy it.
Right, but if he can copy it, then it can't be a gene.
Right, exactly.
But again, at the same time, in the 40s, I don't think they assumed anyone would ever go back and reread an issue.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I also feel that maybe they don't think that people can read. And they just like the pretty colors and the shapes are in the boxes.
I mean, boys are pretty dumb.
And again, that guy's dad is for sure.
Okay, so then here is retcon number 3, I guess. The comics that were published in the 40s, the physical comics that you and I obtained from Timely Comics are not what actually happened in the Marvel Universe.
See, I can buy that.
They are what the Timely Comics of the Marvel Universe published,
right,
based on true stories that were predominantly published as war propaganda to get people to sign up to join World War II.
In the Marvel Universe.
In the Marvel Universe.
The Timely Comics that people read in real life,
right,
were later said to have just been the in-world media of the Marvel Universe.
Correct.
See, I'm fine with that.
And so that means,
because they kind of did that with the MCU too, where they talk about like I think Wolverine talks about how there's like comic books made of the characters or whatever. And as confusing as that makes things, it's not the first time they've ever talked about like tongue-in-cheek references to the in-media universe's versions of these characters being depicted.
So anyway, the official Marvel canon explanation for the Whizzer is that he is a mutant, and the comics about the Mongoose are not what actually happened inside the Marvel universe.
That cleanly fixes the Frank Rowan problem.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. I mean, another part of it kind of makes me sad that I think it would be cool if the actual canon in the Marvel universe is that he got the Mongoose blood.
I only want that if other people then try to do it and it works. I think that would be
and there's an army of super speedsters.
Super speedsters. And no more mongooses. Just like someone's like, what the fuck? Like, I guess the mongoose went extinct.
Well, we can't let the Nazis get their hands on this animal.
It would be amazing if they slowly introduced it and just like in passing, someone's like, we've suffered a lot of great losses, like the unexpected extinction of the mongoose and other stuff. And like they just have it in one issue and they don't really mention it. And then at some point, it turns out behind the scenes, someone has been building an army of like brainwashed super speeders.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay, so then one last thing.
I'm going to TM that one right now. I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't even make sense canonically.
All right, so one more Whizzer supervillain, quote supervillain.
So is he
antagonist?
A supervillain?
No, Whizzer's a good guy.
So why does he try to kill the Avengers? I saw one comic cover where he tried to kill the Avengers.
Yeah, so he kind of went crazy when Miss America, his wife, died of nuclear poisoning, and then his son was nuclear. He was too radioactive to be around regular people, and so the government kept him in a cage underground.
You are glancing over a lot of big swings. Why was his son nuclear powered?
So one of his villains, I can't remember who, but basically exposed him and his wife to radiation as part of his evil plot. And the result was that his wife died and his son was too radioactive to be around people, so the government put him in a cage underground. And this drove the Whizzer a little bit insane, so he was a villain for a while, because that's what happens. And then the Avengers defeated him and figured out what was going on and helped him get to his son, whose name is Nuclo, because he's nuclear, so his name's Nuclo. And, misunderstanding fixed.
Was any of that ever established in Timely Comics?
No.
That's all new for Marvel.
Right, that's what Roy Thomas did in the late 60s to be like, here's the Whizzer and this is what he's been up to.
Okay.
And then he died of a heart attack because he was old by the 60s.
Yeah, well, as his dad proved, once you get old, you have to just die.
And then here's the funny part is that actually took place in like 2015, if you think about it.
Sliding time?
Right, yeah. So he just been running around the world for 70
just had a heart
years.
Attack and dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because like the stress of Nuclo being radioactive and like getting him back from the government, and the villain was there.
All of the men in his family just die from stress.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very realistic problem.
I agree. Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other amazing Marvel characters that premiered alongside the Whizzer in USA Comics. First things first. What does USA stand for?
So it's not... It feels like it should be United States of America.
But it isn't.
Underground Secret Agent?
That's correct.
Now, if I also remember correctly, I made a comment that Underground Secret Agent feels redundant because secret agents already work like underground and like clandestinely.
No, but this guy's physically under the ground.
He tunnels.
His name is Rockman.
His name isn't Underground Secret Agent?
No, it's not. His name is Rockman. And he's from a different species. He's from a kingdom of people that live under the ground. And because of the vibrations coming through the rocks, he's able to listen to what's happening on the ground.
He's like the dude from Fantastic Four, the villain from
Mole Man.
Mole
Man.
Man.
In some ways, yeah.
Rockman.
Except that Mole Man is actually a human who went down and lived with the underground people, as opposed to an underground person who came up and lived with us.
But this is a different race of underground people from later
Yes,
comics.
It's not the Moloids.
Okay.
His first appearance is that there was some guy who They were going to flood a nuclear facility in order to buy the land cheap and build a YMCA or some dumb shit like that. Bullshit. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And Rockman was like, I can't let that happen. And so he comes up and he kills the guy. That's another thing that a lot of these characters did in the 40s. They just murdered their enemies. Yeah, like we talked about the Angel a little while ago, who was another guy.
He just had straight up guns.
He just killed his villains, most of whom were either Nazis or mobsters.
Right.
But
Punisher
still
does that.
Yeah, and in the 40s, everyone did that.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in Marvel did that. I don't know what Superman was up to. Timely, yeah. I mean, it was Marvel.
But it wasn't, though.
But it was.
No.
It's the same company. Just because Martin Goodman changed the name for legal reasons.
Sure, but they didn't continue over the same characters until they were reintroduced.
That's true.
And then in the context of Marvel, it's not. Because Marvel says they are all thing.
And canonically what happened is that they all died during World War II.
Okay. Great.
just so that people understand. Okay, so let's look...
But canonically, they aren't what we see aren't real.
Right. So canonically, the reason that the comics didn't continue to publish more issues of these characters is because the real people that those comics were based on died in World War II.
That's a bummer, man. That's like a bummer on various levels.
Yeah.
So, but why? Okay, let's just pretend. Let's just pretend, for the sake of argument.
I love pretending.
That
hello, I'm someone who isn't Charnold.
That was so loud, but also fantastic voice work. I really bought it. I really bought your well-spoken Swedish chef impression.
I told you I love pretending.
Let's just say, for the sake of argument.
Oh, okay, sure.
That,
I love arguing, too.
Shut the fuck up.
You're wrong.
God damn it. Let me finish one sentence, you maniac.
That's not how arguing works.
Okay, never mind. I'm done. Just keep talking, then. God damn it. Fuck off.
Okay, so another character.
No, hold on. No, we're not done with Rockman. Just shut up for 5 seconds. Assuming that these comics aren't just fake depictions in the like when they were published, they weren't that.
Right.
Why does Rockman give a fuck what some guys want to make a YMCA out of?
It was going to cause nuclear problems because the land that there was like a nuclear reactor on the land that they were trying to fuck with.
But he's under the ground, right?
Yeah, he's a good person who cares about
he's not
other
a person.
people.
But also, he also works for the government?
No.
So how is he a secret agent?
Well, no one knows that he's around. I mean, he works for himself. He's his own secret agent. Like, he brings his own form of justice to the world. He picks and chooses which criminals to bring to murder.
Okay, you showed me some image
a picture of a guy spanking pixies.
Okay, I mean, you can't just...
Yeah, that was Rockman.
But they aren't pixies.
They were pixies. Those
pixies.
Those tiny men who looked more like... I don't know. They just looked like small men. Those were the pixies. That's what he was calling pixies. That race of people that were being all trickstery and kidnapped the princess were called pixies.
What are you talking about? Kidnapped the princess?
That was what that comic was about. That at the end of the comic, when he was spanking the pixies, it's because they had kidnapped the princess.
The princess of what?
His kingdom. His daughter is the princess of their kingdom.
Okay, there's so much stuff here that you're just casually dropping as if I had also read it.
Well, I showed you the important part.
It was one frame, and it was him just spanking two small men.
Yeah, and he said something like, "That's what you get for being naughty pixies."
I thought it was just like a homophobic slur. I didn't think he was actually like...
No, the small men he was spanking was a race of people called the Pixies. They had kidnapped his daughter, the princess, and after going on an underground adventure to get her back, instead of murdering them, he spanked them.
Okay, okay.
U.S.A. Comics.
I mean,
there was also the Vagabond and Corporal Dix and Tom Powers and the Power of the Press.
What was that one?
Tom Powers and the Powers of the Press.
Was he just a reporter?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. I'm on board with that. That's fantastic.
The Vagabond. We skipped over the Vagabond. You didn't flinch at that.
I mean, I'm assuming he's just like a homeless person? A tramp?
No. he was a DA who dressed up as a tramp so that people wouldn't know his secret identity. But
what was his motivate or goal?
To kidnap. What
the fuck are you talking about?
To defeat criminals.
Oh, okay.
And
he couldn't do that as a DA.
Right. No,
he's already doing that as a DA.
Well, no, but like, super legally, like Batman style, right? Like, he would go and when the law can't touch them, I can, as the vagabond.
I mean, that's just not an intimidating.
But then he was like a really well-spoken vagabond. So like there was like a double joke, right? Because it was like this super stereotypical hobo speaking like extremely eloquently. But then there was the secret identity that he was actually a DA pretending to be this hobo.
I mean, there's just so much going on there. Also, if he's just pretending to be a hobo, was he just like hunting down like other hobos?
No, it was mobsters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He just pretended to be homeless because they were like ignored and like they can work clandestinely and everything.
And he, when he puts on the beard and the broken shoes and the big fat belly and the hat,
boy.
and
He just been a normal homeless person.
When he dresses up as the vagabond, you can't tell who he is anymore.
You're describing like a circus clown, like posing like
he was kind of a circus clown looking hobo.
Okay.
Like if a circus clown had no job for
I think here's an interesting story.
Years.
Let's just spitball an interesting story really quick that we will never get made. But if they brought Vagabond back,
he died during World War II. But okay.
Okay, but
canonically, specifically, he's one of the ones who died.
They brought another guy who reads the Vagabond comics and goes, "Oh, I'm going to be inspired by that and do that."
Okay.
Right? Like in the Punisher realm.
Okay.
Like the grounded, more grounded. Punisher realm, right?
Non-Frankenstein Punisher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Beast Punisher, right?
Yeah.
It would be interesting to have like a vigilante character who poses like homeless people or as a homeless person and then like hunts down mobsters or whatever.
People just ignored him all the time.
But there'd be a really interesting story about how the mobsters decide to just go and murder all of the homeless people in the city.
Oh, damn.
And it's because of him and he feels like responsible for that and he has to try to protect them and save them.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then like the guilt of that because clearly that was a terrible plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just as it was in the 40s. How did he die in World War II if he was fighting mobsters as a DA?
So there was a unit called the Crazy Sioux, which was...
Who just took everyone.
Well, it was all of the heroes who...
But he was just a guy.
He was just a guy, yes. But because he was a vigilante superhero, he got drafted into the Crazy Sioux.
But was he a superhero or was he just a guy?
I don't know. How do you tell the difference? I mean, he did not have any powers.
Okay.
Is the Punisher a superhero?
No.
Okay.
But the Punisher is a very highly trained special forces soldier.
Well, the Vagabond was good at using hijinks to
Who are the other
rouse
people
the bad guys
in the squad?
All of these guys: Captain Terror, Young Avenger, Mr. Liberty.
Okay, hold on. You're all of these guys. You're throwing out names that we've not talked about. Captain Terror was a good guy.
All of these guys from U.S.A. Comics, whose names I am reading off of a list right now.
What did Captain Terror do? Do you know?
Yeah, he struck terror into the hearts of villains
by shooting them.
Yeah.
So these are all just people who shot people.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so these are all just local murderers. So hold on. So World War II. They're like, you know what? We need to stop the Nazis. Just round up all the local murderers. And we won't try them for the murder we clearly know they do routinely, and we'll direct them towards murdering the Nazis. Just all your run-of-the-mill local murderers.
Some of them had superpowers. So Captain Terror is one of my favorites because his secret identity was he was a high-ranking military officer's daughter's husband. And he kept saying, "You got to put me in, coach. I really want to join the army." And then the other guy would be like, "But you got that bum heart and I can't have you dying on me." So he was pretending to have a bum heart so that he wouldn't actually get put into the army, so that he could sneak around as Captain Terror and do, murders. It was one of my favorite secret identities.
So convoluted. Couldn't he just do murders in the army?
Nah, because he'd get like discharged or whatever.
But then he did. Because then they put him in the
later,
squad.
yeah, but so the squad is a retcon, right?
Charlotte, he would get discharged. You're not allowed to just do murders when you're not in the army.
No,
in
but
fact,
but
the
Captain
only place
Terror
to do legal murders.
If you put a mask on in the 40s and you killed some mobsters, you were a good guy. That was okay.
I mean, okay.
It wasn't until 2011 that the retcon was created that the reason none of these 40s heroes have been heard from is because they all died in World War II as part of this group called the Crazy Suits.
Good. like
that was not...
If they hadn't died in World War II, they would have just come back home and been serial killers.
People.
These are the guys... Like, they would have been the ones responsible for the Black Dahlia murder. All of them would have come back to the States and just had that hunger for bloodlust.
Yeah. That blood hunger.
None of them.
Just like the doctor who needed more blood.
But not his own. Are there any other characters that went, other than the Whizzer, that made it to the Marvel Universe? Because clearly he didn't die in World War II.
None of these characters that I wrote down from U.S.A. Comics did. And then there was another thing called the 12, which I think you've heard of, because Black Widow was in the 12. The first Black Widow, Clairvoyant. Yes. So Straczynski did a book called The 12 about 12 Golden Age heroes who had accidentally got put into suspended animation by the Nazis.
Oops. Well, we shouldn't have done that. Fuck. What do you mean accidentally got suspended?
They fell into a trap right as the war was ending. And so the Nazis who did it got kidnapped without realizing that their trap had been successful. So nobody knew that these guys were down there. They thought they had just kind of died or disappeared during the war. And then someone finds them in the modern era. And so it's about these 12 people who were 40s vigilantes and have to adapt to the present, and it's real good.
Is it?
It's real good. It could take place not in the Marvel universe. It is careful. It's very pulpy, right? It has the tone of a 40s pulp. Takes place in the year 2008, I think. And, because there are 12 of them, you get a wide perspective of the different way that these different people's lives have changed over time and who they used to be and who they are now.
Who were some of these characters? Do you remember?
Sure, I can tell you all 12 of their names. The Phantom Reporter, Black Widow.
Hold on. Phantom Reporter?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he...
He's the main character. Okay. No, he was a reporter who put on a mask and had guns. And
what's up with the?
That's what their powers were in the 40s. Was fucking shooting people.
You can't be a reporter and also the murderer you're reporting on.
Well, that's the thing is that he was trying to bring evil to light, and sometimes the only way to get the story was
to murder it.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Man, all of these sound like, well, I wasn't good enough to do it in my normal job, so I'm going to have to shoot it to death.
A lot of them. And then a couple of them had powers, like the Mind Master Excello and Fiery Mask. There was a robot named Electro.
Fiery Mask.
And there was Rockman. Rockman's one of them. And...
Hold on. Okay. In this version of Rockman, is he from a weird race of underground people still?
I think the answer is yes, but it's left ambiguous. So the operating theory is that his princess is not part of an other people, but was in a mining accident, and he kind of went a little insane.
I love that idea. Everybody be listen. He thinks that he's from a different... But look, he got hit on the head in a mining accident, and he thinks that he's from a different race. Just play along. It's good for his therapy.
But
that's wild.
He is extra strong, and at the end of the whole thing, he disappears into a pit in the ground. So I think that he really is from a different race of people that nobody knows about under the ground.
I think that kingdom and the Demon Bears world reality or universe or
Yeah.
whatever would be great. Like, I want Marvel to find like lands and universes and realities that they
That
have
haven't been
used
explored.
once and then
Yeah.
abandoned, and like bring them all back into
Yeah.
something. Like, that would be neat, like a Sliders style show where you just
go
like, I like
from realm
America
to
Chavez,
realm. Yeah.
where she,
Yeah.
but just in all of like these weird places that they've like mentioned, but then never really fully articulated.
That'd be fucking rad,
That'd
man.
be cool. I've come up with like a couple of really good ideas. Although
Yeah.
they might
Inspired by the wonderful creativity of the 40s.
Okay. I feel it might just be that they only seem good in comparison to the deluge of horse shit. Deluge of Horse Shit, by the way, is a great album.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Charlotte.
So that's some stuff. I don't know.
That is some stuff.
I don't know that there's anything else to say.
I'm so
Should
tired
we
now.
spin the wheel of segments?
I don't know that I have the physical energy to bring myself to do that.
But it's gathering dust. I feel like it's been multiple weeks. Well, depending on which segment it lands on, I'll make sure that it goes quickly.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Okay, you've convinced me or harangued me, I guess, into doing it. Let's spin it and we'll see where it lands. Oh, hey, this is one we haven't done in a while.
Oh, okay, good. I can do this quickly. I was lying before, but now I'm not lying anymore.
I'm so glad you didn't land on a Stump Charnold, because all of my questions are just about peeing. It's
Well,
a
now I want to
doom-dum.
re-spin.
Oh, don't worry, I'll save them for later.
It's a
doom-dum.
doom-dum. All right, so I want to do a follow-up on something that we touched on. Gosh, has it been months now? But they published a Gargoyles Fantastic Four crossover.
Oh yeah, I remember us talking about that when
And
we
I've
did
read
our
that now.
Gargoyles episode.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that we did it. Or that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that it was
We did a primer.
timely.
Okay, that pun doesn't work in this particular instance, but that's okay.
Okay, so it was actually pretty good.
Okay. End of episode.
Was it the best comic ever published? No.
Okay.
Was it the most important comic ever published? No. Does it have the potential to completely reframe the entire Marvel universe? Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to just be was it a comic that was published? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, what?
There was no interdimensional travel. Gargoyles live in the 616.
Oh. Okay.
They've been hiding,
Sure.
and they've been stone.
Okay.
So instead of waking up in 1999 like they did in the show,
Yeah.
we have sliding time, and they woke up recently. And what happens at the end of the second season of the show is that their existence becomes public. And so in this comic book, that happened just now. So the Fantastic Four just found out that there are some gargoyles living in New York.
And was their reaction, oh, okay.
Yes, and they team up and they fight some villains.
Okay. Yeah, because that's not even close to the beginning of the weirdest stuff that anybody in the Marvel universe has ever experienced.
Right, but like yes, please.
Yeah.
More forever.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, it's cool.
Like Gargoyles is 616 canon now.
But also it makes sense to do it that way because let's say that Gargoyles as a property never existed, right? Like, it doesn't feel even slightly out of place for Marvel to be like, oh, by the way, there's this huge race of sentient gargoyles and they've been living along among us this whole time.
No, that happens in every story.
Yeah,
There's
and you
something
just be like,
that.
yeah, okay, that's cool. That's it. So it thematically, tonally fits. Now, I do have a couple of interesting questions here.
Okay.
One, wasn't like Morgan Le Fay, weren't those involved in the...
Morgan Le Fay was never in Gargoyles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any like historical like...
Sure, King Arthur was.
Okay. So that's going to be an interesting thing.
Yeah. It could just be some other guy who thinks he's King Arthur. That's my best guess.
Or they might just never address it.
That is also possible. Yes.
Also, what is the name of like the evil billionaire guy?
Xanatos.
Is he in it?
Yes, he and Stark are kind of rivals. They're like
I
rival
think
weapons developers.
That's really interesting.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
Like
That's really interesting.
I was expecting it to be just a simple interdimensional. They go to each other's universes, fight a bad guy, and go home. But they integrated the Gargoyles canon into 616 via interactions with the Fantastic Four and also Stark for whatever reason.
With Xanatos. Whatever billionaire.
Just for a few pages. But it's
really interesting.
Wow. Yes, please, more of that forever.
So are we going to get the live action Gargoyles MCU movie?
I hope so.
Because that would be cool.
I just want more Gargoyles, but are
you a fan of Gargoyles? I didn't get that from
but wait,
extensive coverage of it.
Am I a fan of Gargoyles, and also am I a fan of Marvel? And have
specifically
they,
the Fantastic
rather than
Four,
just doing a crossover, actually merged these two things into one super thing? Yes, they have. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover.
Yeah.
That is also, it's very good 6-issue comic book, right?
Yeah.
But it's an interdimensional thing, right?
Yeah.
The turtles go to Gotham and they have a fun romp. There's nothing more there.
Tonally, well, I guess there are a lot of animal creatures in Batman, but tonally, it's not a similar thing.
It would be really weird to try to put the entirety of the Turtles universe into Gotham.
Yeah. Well, also because...
But it really does work with Gargoyles.
Well, Gargoyles takes place in
the real world.
In the quote-unquote real world.
As does Marvel.
So,
yeah.
They're already both set, at least in your mind, in our world around us.
Right.
But I think that's really interesting. I just want the one scene when Spider-Man swings up onto a gargoyle and he comes alive and goes, "What the fuck?" He's just suddenly startled because the thing he webbed onto is excuse me. He's I don't know what's happening right now. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see Spider-Man team up with gargoyles.
Sure.
That'd be amazing.
I want to see all of it. I want them to be heavily integrated into Marvel's comics.
It would be super cool if all of Marvel shifted focus to be
primarily about gargoyles,
and then all the other characters are subsidiary to that.
I'd be okay with that.
Who's the leader of the gargoyles?
Goliath.
Goliath is an Avenger. That would be fucking rad.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, I just jizzed.
Or who's the one who almost shot the cop lady?
Broadway.
Broadway
he didn't almost shoot the cop lady. He shot the cop lady.
Okay, so then
accidentally.
He has a big come to Jesus moment with the Punisher the way that Daredevil does.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And Daredevil just swings by. It's I've been telling him this. I've been telling him this forever. That'd be rad.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Just so much more of that is everything I want.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be great. We even said when we talked about that how tonally it feels like that would fit, but I still thought it would be
I didn't imagine in a million years that's the direction they would go in. Not in a million years.
Great. That's great that they did.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, and hopefully it does, and they don't just drop the ball completely.
I mean, again, dropping the ball completely sounds like the sort of thing that they would do, but yes, I hope they don't.
Yeah, that's neat. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Nope, it's not night where you are. We're very tired.
It might be. We don't know when you are.
We don't know. We don't know when you are. And but thank you guys for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks with new content.
Hell yeah.
We definitely have a plan. We do actually have a plan.
It's about Wonder Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to do a Wonder Man episode.
Yeah, because of that show.
The TV show that's coming out.
Yeah.
And Charnold's going to explain to me anything that's going on there at all.
Ions.
Ions.
He has ionic energy powers. What more do you need to know?
Let's save it for then so we don't spoil the magic. And because I'm already...
It's not magic. It's ionic energy.
If you guys want to follow us on social media, we're at doombotspod@gmail.com is our email, or at doombotspod on all of our social media channels. And the website is doombotspod.com. And there, if you go there, you can sign up for our mailing list, which we actually genuinely are going to start using now because this is the kickoff of our new whole era.
2026.
You definitely almost forgot what year it is. But if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear your feedback and compliment us. We're thirsty bitches.
Yeah. And remember, the mongoose is the world's fastest animal.
Just saying it. Like, saying it, I know it's wrong. If I was lettering it, I'd have to be like, I'm writing lies. I'm writing not the truth.
Yeah, but that's your job.
Your job is to lie to children.
A letterer doesn't question the script. Are you insane? No offense to letterers who do great work and are very important to the comic book process.
But you write
But
what
they
you're
don't
given.
question the script.
But,
They put the letters down.
There's no way multiple people were responsible for this.
Oh, I feel like that was a single creative vision.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he should be sad.
Hold on, real quick, just so that we have it on record. Let's Google who created the Whizzer. Al Avison. Never heard of him, but there you go.
Well, that's what happens when you create a comic, like a character like the Whizzer. You're never heard of again. Fate itself comes down and kidnaps you from existence, leaving only behind the product that you should be so ashamed of. He's just moving his arm. Okay, anyways.